Hello, my world. I am so sorry you can't see me. Apparently, when I've set this where my cell phone looks at me instead of looking away, I can't set up the where it lights up here. Well, there we go. Yes, I've had two issues tonight. Well, I was at a bar and an individual threatened to shoot and kill me, and another individual threatened to fucking kill me, and all that other shit. And of course, I winky, winky, smile. Here, let me set this up. I winky, winky, smile, and told him that my vehicle was set up to record everything. It went to the internet, and et cetera, et cetera. And of course, I lied. I could actually set that up to go. I could, but I got down on my knees in the middle of the fucking parking lot and put my hands up, said, "Hey, if you want to shoot me, go ahead." It didn't happen. Then I went home. Oh, and then my wife apparently had some issues with me because she didn't have that letter T, the letter T in front of the issues to give her some tissues to deal with her issues. She called the fucking White Settlement Police Department that showed up at my house, and I stripped off all my clothes and sat on the fucking couch, which is where I was, and put a blanket across my cock so they didn't have to see my dick, because it's really small. Anyway, if I can find some woman to give me, just blow on it and blow it. Here, look. It's about, here, wait. It's only this big, and if I can get a woman to blow on it, it'll grow. That's a joke. Regardless, they had a bunch of issues, and then I told them about how their LLC, which is Limited Liability Corporation, and not sheriffs or constables, and told them if they don't get the fuck out of my fucking property, yes. There's so much about this that I can sit there and tell you about, but I'm not going to. Regardless, everything's good. Everything's fine. I'm over at a friend's house. I'm sitting on his front porch, having a drink, giving y'all a talk, letting y'all know what's going on. I love my wife. I hope she's feeling okay. Apparently, they had the fire department show up to make sure she was physically, because she apparently walked out after the 3 officers came inside. She walked out after she said something to me and went out to the vehicle and then sat down on her ass, and they called the fire department to bring somebody in. They called MedStar, which is a ambulance, to come make sure she was okay. I don't know, the MedStar just drove by my friend's house, which is 2 blocks away from my house, and I don't know if she was in it or whatever, but I sent her a text, and she sent me a real derogatory, negative text back, and I just wanted to make sure she was okay. But regardless, we're only supposed to have in our Constitution sheriffs and constables. Anybody that's police, anybody that works at any city or county or even the state, if they are not sheriff's deputies, or constables, they are not what the Constitution tells us we're supposed to have. That means, and I'll tell you right now, and if you don't know, just like White Settlement, which are LLC, which is Limited Liability Corporations, they're a corporation. They're mercenized, militarized, jackboot, corporate fucktards. That's what they are. And I tried to educate educate, not just educate, but educate them. And they didn't like what I had to say because I used the First Amendment, which says I can say whatever the fuck I want to whoever the fuck I want to, whenever the fuck I want to. That's the First Amendment. And they didn't like that shit. Regardless, I don't give a fuck. And I told them, as naked as I was, with a fucking blanket covering my cock, I held my hands up and said, hey, y'all want to arrest me? Go ahead. It's all good. I'm good with it. I'd love to sue the fuck out of y'all. Do it. They didn't. They walked out. And as I walked away, I got dressed and I walked away from that house to go over to a friend's house. I said, as loud as I could, that, you know, if any of y'all motherfuckers ever show up on my fucking property again, I'm going to shoot first and ask questions later. And not one of them came and fucking arrested me after I said it. Because it's the truth. I've got a right to do so. Because they're a corporation. Police are not sheriffs. They are not constables. And they are corporations. And you have a right to fucking shoot and kill those motherfuckers if they get on your fucking property. And the next time those motherfuckers show up on my property, and if you don't know, look at all my other videos and go to my original YouTube channel. See my first channel, first one, second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever. You know, where I sit there and talk about how the White Settlement Police Department surrounded my house because a Colleyville officer sit there and riled them up and got a posse of them with their assault rifles and et cetera, to surround my house and assault me. Look at that video. And you will understand me and you will understand what I'm going through. I'm not joking. If White Settlement ever shows up on my fucking property again, I don't give a fuck who calls them and tells them to do it. I'm going to shoot first and ask questions later. I've got a 50 caliber sniper rifle. And I'll sit there and I will fucking end. Because I got a right to do so. Absolute fucking right to do so. That's it. That's all. I truly love each and every one of you. And I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm simply stating. I'm trying to set something over here. Excuse me. I'm just trying to let everybody know you have an absolute right to protect yourself on your property. The Second Amendment says you have a right to keep and bear arms. And it shall not be infringed, which means no matter what anybody ever else says you can and cannot do, no matter whatever bullshit law that's passed and violates you, and no matter what else, it doesn't matter. As a human being, you have a right on your property to do whatever the fuck you want. It's called castle law. I mean, there's a whole bunch of other laws regardless. But you can do whatever the fuck you want to protect yourself and hopefully protect other people that live there. But most importantly, protect yourself. That means you can shoot the absolute fuck out of police officers that show up on your property. And the next time those motherfuckers step on my property, I'm going to start putting them in holes. That's what I told them. I said, next time you show up on my property, I'm going to fucking start sniping and I'm going to start sticking you in a hole. And I walked away. And not one of them motherfuckers came and fucking put cuffs on me. Because they know I'm talking the truth. Because they know they're corporations. They're LLC. And it doesn't matter. They're a corporation. They're not the sheriffs. They're not the deputies to the sheriffs. They're not constables. They're not constitutional. They are a individual organization that is a corporate, mercenized, militarized, tax collecting jackboot. I keep going, but that's the truth. That is the absolute truth. If you don't believe me, do your own research. Figure it out. Figure that shit out. Don't believe me. Do your own research. Just do it. All right, so I'm going to set these glasses on here. We are at, oh my God, a little over 10 minutes. I'm going to call this an end. I truly do love each and every one of you. Truly and deeply I do. Peace. Carpe diem. Catch you on the flip side. Woo-hoo!